So I can see that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really just about the guy taking charge.
Yeah.
Taking charge and
Yeah.
knowing where he's going, showing leadership skills.
Yeah.
And the guy's got to be like really confident in himself
Yeah.
to pull that off, for one. And two, he has to like have an idea at least that that woman's into him.
Yeah, it can be tough.
Well, of course it is tough.
Yeah.
But so like, that's why as a guy, I like getting the little indicators so you know, because
Yeah.
you don't want to go up against a slam door.
Right.
Where if you try to be dominant because you're not quite sure, because this girl's doing the same things as the girl that was really into you was doing,
Right.
but one girl's into you and one girl's not,
Yeah.
it's like, it's tough to know.
It's hard to tell.
The other thing that's hard to know as a guy is like, if they never reach out first, what are they thinking? I don't know sometimes. It's hard, because it puts the ball completely in the guy's court,
Right.
and you don't know. It's like, is she not reaching out because she doesn't care? Is she not reaching out because she's not attracted
We
at
think
all?
the same exact things.
Well, there's a song about this, you know, it's Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush, the song.
Heard it.
Never heard it? So that song was in the 80s, but then it was covered by Meg Myers and was also covered by Placebo. But basically the moral of the song is if guys and girls could switch places, they would see that
Right.
it's not that easy for either one of them.
It's true. That's
And so that was her thing, was that if she could make a deal with God, as she called it, she'd see that it's not that easy in either one of the people's shoes.
True.
And it is true. So like, it would be good if sometimes people could give each other a break, but at the same time, right now, there's so much shaming about a lot of things. I think some guys are scared of Me Too stuff. Some guys are scared of being
Yeah.
called a creeper.
Yeah, I know. And like Matthew Hussey, he's a dating and relationship expert.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's really big now. I have his book and everything. And he always said, he's like, you know, women need to understand that it's not that easy for a man to just walk up to a woman. Like, it's scary actually. They've been rejected so many times. They don't want to get rejected, especially by a beautiful girl. And then they have to walk of shame, do the walk of shame back to their circle of friends. Like, you know? And it made me see that. So he talks about making it easier for the guy. Maybe position yourself near him and his friends so it's easier for him to strike up a conversation. Stand next to him at the bar, so put yourself near him. So he talked about not necessarily making the move, but making it easier for him
And you've acted
to
out on
make
these
the
things.
move. I tried, or you could start the conversation something stupid like, "Do you know what the time is?" or something like,
Sure.
you know, and then let them take the lead from there. So I always thought that was good advice too.
I think the problem for a lot of guys is not everyone's going to be good looking. Not everyone's going to be tall, 6'3", or status, money, all these. And so there's a lot of guys where, and this is why I say like it's a Democrat people, not that it's going to get political or anything, but there's a conversation to be had about what about the losers? And there's what about the losers in life, like financially speaking? What do you do about the people that are not doing well? Because I think it's a mistake to just ignore them. It's a mistake to say just do better, because it's not always that easy. So what do you say to the men who just strike out left and right because they're not attractive? Because here's the problem with them. It's like they can do the best they can with what they've got, but you can't change your face. You can only really do so much with your personality, right? Some people are born with a great sense of humor. Some people are born, it's like the blue pill alpha, like I told you about. But then there's a bigger group of guys who just don't got much going for them. And right now, since women are out there in the workplace, they're out there making their own money, being a strong, independent woman. That used to be the only reason why a lot of these guys would reproduce in the 40s and 50s and 60s, up until the 60s, I guess, because they were able to provide for a wife. And now that role's not needed anymore.
Yeah.
So I asked the question, what
Yeah.
about the losers?
So first of all, in terms of attraction, everyone has a different idea of what's attractive. So I say it doesn't matter what your face looks like. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter what your
Really?
body. It doesn't matter what your body weight is. No, I've seen many women who I think like who have relationships way before I do and who get married way before I do, and they're not skinnier than me and not
women,
in my opinion. Yeah, not to be mean, but like it doesn't matter what you look like. That everyone can find somebody. Everyone has a different idea of what's attractive.
As a guy, you think this is true?
Everyone, yeah, like, yes, it doesn't matter. Like, everyone has a different idea of what they find attractive. You can see proof of it. Just go walk on the boardwalk. You'll see people who you might not find attractive walking hand in hand. That's proof right there. So it doesn't matter what you look like or how much you weigh. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. What matters is confidence, and that's a skill that needs to be developed. And guys who you said who are not successful. Is that what you meant? Like
Yeah, I mean,
much
successful
going
with
for
women.
them. Much going for them. What do you mean by that? Like job, financial?
No, I mean successful in the sexual marketplace,
Oh.
where they just strike out. They are the person that's awkward. They are the person that's a creeper. And you say, okay, develop confidence, but where does confidence come from in a skill set? It comes from success.
This is all well.
And so you got to get some form of success to get to that place.
Work, yeah, I mean, figure out what your goals are and work on them, but I didn't have confidence. Even when I blossomed, I didn't have confidence. Yeah, I was a nerdy teenager with acne and short hair. You know, I had crushes on guys who did not like me back. And even when I got pretty, at first I got all this attention, you know, but after that, I had many disappointments in relationships. And so I didn't have self-worth or confidence, not enough self-love. I've been working on that all this time and still am. All you gotta do is like get self-help books. There's plenty of YouTube videos. I say get into spirituality, start meditating, and start working on your self-love. That depends on you to do for yourself. And then once you develop self-love, you own who you are and you develop confidence as a result. But that's all work you gotta do on your own. No one can do it for you. You gotta.
That part's true.
Gotta.
But what I hear a lot of guys in the MGTOW community say is the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And so what they mean by that is all of the work they would have to do to put into dating and put into the sexual marketplace will not be worth the return because they think it's just not going to be worth it. Especially considering all the divorces that happen where a woman can just leave a marriage for no reason to do whatever they want. But also,
Everything's a risk.
well, certainly. And so, also though, with women, they're looking to see, is this guy successful with women or is this guy unsuccessful? And they're looking for clues. And both types leave clues. So a guy who's successful with women, he does all these little things. He does small things that she picks up on and notices. Like, oh yeah, that guy I got with, he did this. And this guy's doing it too. And then the guy who's failing, like success and failure in the sexual marketplace in particular, is contagious. It keeps on snowballing. So then the guy who's failing, he's doing all these little things that the woman's picking up on. And it's like, oh yeah, he's doing these things that sub-communicate that he's getting rejected a lot. Because of little things he's doing wrong. And so he doesn't know he's doing them though. Because his failures are just betraying him. And he's acting in a way that the woman can pick up on. Just like the guy who's successful, he's doing the little things right. He's doing the little things she's picking up on. So it's like, it becomes tough for the guy to really break out of that. Like if a guy's failing a lot, it's tough. And that's why some guys will just say, you know what, screw it. And they'll go MGTOW monk, they call it.
Trust me, I get that. Because I've been there where I'm like, screw this. And I would take a break from dating. I've taken like a year off.
Right.
So I get that. But that all comes down to, again, working on yourself and self-love. Once you work on the self-love, I'm telling you, you're not going to strike out. You're going to be a new person. You're going to have the confidence. And you're going to become magnetic automatically. It works.
I think that's more true for women than it is for men.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It is though. A woman,
Because when you become more sure of yourself and more secure with yourself, you're automatically going to become sexier to a woman because it's like a subconscious confidence that it's a vibe you're giving off and we don't know what it is, but it's confidence. But you got to feel it first in yourself and own it before.
I guess that's the thing for guys though. Like if they're failing a lot, it's hard to get to that place where you really just gotta fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Taken me years of failures, the same patterns, to realize what the problem was and work on it.
What does failure look like for you though? Does that mean like no guys are talking to you or just guys you didn't like are talking to you?
There was some of that. A lot of guys coming, showing interest that I just wasn't interested